So today I'm going to share one story with you, and one story from the book, and that's the story about going to Oxford. So if you want to hear more of these stories, you're going to have to buy me a drink or get the book. So the Skoll World Forum is what I did in Oxford. And the Skoll Foundation was started by Jeff Skoll, the founder of eBay. And he took his riches and he's working to end world poverty. Now, the Skoll World Forum is an annual event that brings together 1,000 social entrepreneurs from all over the globe to meet at Oxford University to learn with and learn from each other. And today, the Skoll World Forum is actually going on today, is the last day, and Bono is the speaker today. But, you know, John Higginson, come on. So, it's an invitation-only event. So, you know, I wrote my best, nicest letter of inquiry, talking about i.c.stars, talking about our work, talking about our outcomes, and, you know, emailed it off, and I was denied. Now, you guys know me. I hate to not win. Like, puzzle pieces, no, like, we're gonna win this. So I was disappointed, and I had a conversation with the current group of interns at i.c.stars. And every Friday we have a session together. It's like the crowning jewel of my week, to spend time sort of closing down the week with the interns, hearing about their week and sharing some of mine. And the topic that we talked about that Friday was what do we do when we're faced with adversity? When we get a no? When we are frustrated? When we can't solve a bug? When we don't get our way? What do? We can go home, we can go around it, or we can go through it to the other side. And after that talk, I realized I had to go through it to the other side. I was going to meet the Dalai Lama. So I wrote again, and this time I talked about the perspective I could bring, the gift that I would give had I been granted this opportunity to go to the Skoll World Forum. The gift that I could give to a group of global leaders working to make change in the world, and what our theory of change was at i.c.stars. That if we teach technology, systems thinking, and development, if we work with our folks to get great jobs and make change in our communities, developing service, business, and policy leaders, we can literally reverse the cycles that destroy us to be cycles that deploy the change that we seek in the world. That workforce development need not be linear. You come in, you get a skill, you go out, never to return. But we can use this opportunity to solve problems and build solutions in business, to understand how to solve the problems and build the solutions in our own communities and around the world. That leadership can really be as simple as making opportunities for others. And that our vision was on the cusp of expanding. And wisdom starts with wonder. And I was accepted. So of course, when I got to Oxford, I'm wearing my seersucker jackets, I'm all excited, I've got penny loafers, because this is what I imagine people dress like at Oxford. I was so excited, I was elated, I couldn't contain myself. I'm like, this is it, here I am, Sandee goes to Oxford. The first thing I noticed is that there were very few Americans, or Westerners is what they called us. And so anyway, I'm very friendly, I'm an extrovert, as you all know, and I walk up to a group of change makers, and I stuck out my hand, and I introduce myself. I say, "Hi, I'm Sandee Kastrul." And I was met with, "Yes." "So what do you do back in the States?" And I was kind of like, "How did you know?" So I describe i.c.stars. I'm like, we find talent, we train talent, we put talent to work. We're developing 1,000 community leaders by 2020 in both technology and leadership. We have a 90% placement rate for our graduates, an 81% retention rate in the industry, a 400% earnings increase from before the program to after the program. And something I'm particularly proud of is that in our alumni association, with just around 350 alums, we have 40 homeowners. Homeowners. We're changing the paradigm. And what's more is our folks are buying homes in the communities that we come from. Because we flipped the question around from being like, what if we didn't define success by getting out of the hood, but by investing back in? And we were visible. And we were starting businesses. And we were showing our communities what's possible. And usually when I give this spiel, people are like, "You're the greatest!" It was silent. And I'm thinking, this is a good silence. They're about to be like, "You're the bomb, right?" So after the silence, one person looks at me and says, "Wow. What a first world problem to have. So many IT jobs in the States, and you have to source talent from the inner city." And then they all just started talking again. And I was like, what? What did that man just say to me? Now, I wanted to kind of walk away, pretend it never happened, or get a cup of coffee and start again with a friendlier group of people. I wanted to walk away and say something nasty under my breath, like, but I really wanted to defend i.c.stars. Like, we're making an exponential difference. Why can't you see that? Why can't you see what we're doing? Why can't you see stars? But instead I just stood there, really quiet. And finally, when there was a gap in the conversation, I said, "So what do you guys do?" Trying really hard not to sound like my wounded 10-year-old self. And one person said they were working on the pollution crisis in China. And then another person said they were putting indoor plumbing for the first time in homes in India. And then the third person said they were working on fixing the water crisis on the continent of Africa. I was on a global stage. I was not in Kansas. I was blown away. I was nervous. I was scared. And I was filled with wonder. I realized that I represented my country, my hemisphere even, not just my sector, not just IT, not just my city. I realized I had a responsibility to represent. I realized that I had a story to tell and many more stories to listen to. I realized that in a global context, I had to listen harder than I was used to, that I was not going to be known by my name. I realized that I had privilege. I realized that I had arrived and it was time to learn. And I was ready. So there's the friendlier people. And this is a picture of my first dinner in Oxford. Now, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, y'all. And I was like, oh my gosh. And what that means when I say I was ready to learn is that the beginning of any learning process is absolutely uncomfortable. Remember? Remember the hardest thing you've ever had to learn, and it started with the pain of this hurts, and I don't know something? It's so hard. But there I was, like vulnerable, surrendered to this moment, to the realization that I was on a global stage.